Welcome back to the Ray Lewis Show. Absolutely no excuses not to find a better you every day of life. Every moment you get up, you have an opportunity to choose to be happy and chase your dreams. Welcome back. If this is your first time, buckle up. If you're back every week, it only gets better. And I'm gonna jump right into it because this guy, my next guest I'm a huge fan of his, but he's more of a brother than I am a fan. And I watched him as a kid, and just to see his swagger, it was his swagger that I love, the way he done what he done. And this man played baseball the way the game's supposed to be played. And I cannot delay no longer. The great one himself, my brother from another mother, the great Gary Sheffield. Chef, what is going on? We need to talk. We need to go in right now. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Good. What's up, Raymond? Hey, I like I told you before, I said, I don't know. I don't want to piss off your audience. So, I call you Raymond. So you Raymond to me. That's my little bro. What's up, baby?
Chef, man. Look now, I got to get through a show today, Chef. So you,
all right. You can put my professional cap on,
Bro, look, I'm gonna get into the brotherhood on the back end of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, you from 1988 to 2009, 8 teams. I mean, you played right field, left field, third base, shortstop, first base. There was nothing you could not do on the baseball field. When did that happen? When did you choose baseball? And I want you to really share the story on you supposed to be going to the University of Miami.
Yeah.
But something changed your mind. I would love for the people to know what changed your mind.
Well, as we all say, we're the baddest man where we're from until you go somewhere else. So, baseball actually chose me, and I grew up in a baseball family, but I was actually better at football than I was baseball. And
what position?
I played running back. I went to school with Maurice Crum. Actually, I grew up with Maurice Crum from the age of 8 on. We played Little League football. We did everything. And actually, I ran over Maurice in high school. I ran him over. So I thought I was the baddest man on the planet. I was like, man, I got this. So, I was drafted number 1 in 1986. I was drafted number 1 in baseball. But I had scholarships all over the country from every school pretty much, and to play 2 sports. And I chose University of Miami because of the football program I love so much, and the baseball team was pretty good as well. They had Frazier as the baseball coach, but, my negotiation stalled. So I went into camp, which is what the campus was in University of Miami. And the coach said, I want you to watch 1 football practice. I said, okay, no problem. I said, Melvin Bratton, he was the running back at the time. Melvin Bratton, right?
Yep.
He was a running back at the time, and Highsmith and those guys was there. So I said, I'm going to come in here, when he leaves, I'm going to walk right in and take over the spot. But I went to 1 practice, and when I saw the practice, and I saw like 15 fights, and when they tackled the running back, you see somebody, can you say ass on the show? So when I saw the dude tackle him and took his ass and drove the guy in the ground by 6 inches, I said, nah. I said, I'm going to play baseball. I was like, that's it for me. The University of Miami boys wasn't playing back then. That was it.
That was physical football, man.
That was grown man football. I went it firsthand, and like I say, man, a lot of people say they want that kind of action, but I was looking at it from the standpoint, I'm playing 2 sports. I got to go play baseball, man. I ain't going to sit out here and let y'all kill me.
Okay, so now baseball chose you, right?
Yeah.
Chose you. How did you make the transition when baseball chose you? What was the transition, right? Because you let go football and you say, okay, I'm going into baseball, right? Yeah. how did you know that that was the sport you was going to play for a very long time?
Well, it took me a while to figure that out.
Okay.
Because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like I love football. You know, I like baseball, but I love football because I can hit somebody and not go to jail. And so, you know, that's the kind of stuff that I'm a physical guy. I like to get physical with you. But in that case, you know, they was a little more physical, and I ain't want no part of that. So, but baseball was one of those things where it came easy to me. And because I was doing it for so long, it was an easy sport for me. You know, my uncle, he pushed me in that direction. And every off season, you know, I would come home and I would say, you know, I'm going to sign a contract with the Buccaneers. Every off season for like 5 years, because to me, I really didn't have a childhood because I was a talented player at a young age. So I didn't get to live the young age, you know, the young part of my life with kids my age and sit on somebody's campus and enjoy, you know, kids my age and talk about things that I want to talk about, immature things. You know, when I got to the league at 18 years old.
Wow.
And I basically had to, you know, turn into a grown man, you know, so to speak, because, you know, the old time players, they was hard nosed. They didn't welcome young guys. And so, you know, I was missing my childhood. And so I did a lot of immature things. And, but the baseball, it made it harder because, you know, I wasn't mature enough. And so, but you know, they brought in Don Baylor and Dave Parker, the older veteran guys, and they surrounded me with them guys. And then I started to relax a little bit, and then everything got better from there.
And you played, bro, you played so many different positions, but look, man, probably one of the most intimidating hitters that the game has ever seen. When did you develop that? And you had that little hop you had to you. When did all that hop and stuff come?
Well, you talking about the swag, or you talking about
the swag?
Well, hey, when you think you know you the baddest man on the planet, you know I'm gonna let you know, you know, and then that's just how I felt. I just never could imagine a human being better than me. I just couldn't imagine it, and I wouldn't allow it. And so, you know, I don't settle. Because I don't want you to have one moment to talk about you ever got the best of me. And that's how I was raised. You know, we were so competitive. Yeah, I'm gonna lose some, but at the end of the day, get your nose blooded every day. And because I'm gonna come back because I love blood on my nose.
Yeah.
So now the question is, do you? And so every time I walk on the field.
Okay. So you 8 different teams.
Yeah.
Where did you have the most fun? When was you in your prime to where you're like, this is where I want to be. This is the most amazing thing. And a lot of people can think it's the Yankees, but I want you to tell me what was that team?
It's the Florida Marlins all day long. Because it was more of a team, you know, like we hung out together, we ate together, and I'm an only child. So I don't like to hang out with a bunch of people, you know, I get a select few, and I do my own thing. But it was something about that team. We did everything together, and our saying was that year is one heartbeat. And so everybody had to think the same when we got between them white lines. And if you thought different, we'd get rid of you. And so that's what made that situation so special. And I was the first franchise player they brought in there to be the franchise player. And, you know, I didn't take that, you know, lightly. You know, I took the responsibility and I took it on head on. And we wound up winning the championship because they promised me in 5 years we would win a championship. A lot of people laugh when I tell that story because it was a new team. But they also pointed at me. They say it all surrounds you. And then you have to be the guy and the leader to make this happen. And we did that. And so I would say the Florida Marlins.
Wow, absolutely. And your best season that you ever had was? In your eyes. In
my eyes, that's a good one. Hey, man, listen. It's all kinds of ways you can define a season, you know.
Right. That's why I asked you in your eyes. That's why I want to say your eyes.
In my eyes, it wasn't based on my performances. It was based on us winning the championship.
1,000%.
That's why I do it. I don't do it to put up numbers and this and that, because if the way they playing the game today, like I stated before, they play to hit home runs. If I played the game to hit home runs, I'll have 1,000 home runs. It's just no question asked. I will have 1,000 home runs.
Right.
And if you told me all I had to do is go up there and hit a home run or strike out, that's the easiest thing to do. So what I did and the type of player I was, I used to give myself up for the betterment of the team. I would hit the ball to the opposite field to move a guy over so the next guy can drive him in. You know, it's almost like you placing people at linebacker. You're placing people over here. You just bring them over here. I can't be in all these places at one time.
Right.
Just like we can't go up the hit every single time. It's 9 hitters in the lineup. So you have to set it up that way. You do this early in the game. If you drive this run in, I'll finish the game off later. And that's basically how I played the game.
So what was that season? The championship season?
1997.
1997.
With the Florida Marlins, we won the World Series.
Yep.
You know, I think I hit about 260, 270.
Yeah.
I had injuries all year, but we didn't want nobody to know I was injured because I was a threat on the field. And so they used to walk me a lot. So I had to play my role and get the walks so the other guys can come behind me and produce. And that's what we did.
And you ended up with in your entire career, how many home runs?
509.
Yeah,
they took a couple away because of rain delays, and then we got rained out, so I would have had more, but not that here nor there.
Yeah, 500. 509 home runs.
Yeah.
How many people, you know me, I got to go here. How many people in the Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame, has less than 509 home runs?
You know, I'm not a historian, man. I don't follow it like that. I know that there's some that has 400 and 300 and things like that. Yeah. But Ray, if you really asking me the question, I'll tell you the answer.
You know I'm asking you the question.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna just be straight, point blank honest with you. If I'm not a Hall of Famer, then they need to take half of the guys out of it.
Right.
Point blank, period. And that's no disrespect to all the guys in there. They deserve to be in there. Yeah. But if I'm not a Hall of Famer, you can take half of the guys out of there, because the bottom line is you can't be the top 5 best player in the world as long as I played. And they defined it then, but now that I'm out, they don't define it that way. So how is that to be?
Wow. So see, and that's what we've talked about this. We've talked about this numerous times, right?
That's right.
And that's the difference, right? It's like these committees, they get together, they choose how they want to choose. But when you get to the bottom numbers and the things that you've done in the game, I'm baffled. I am honestly myself baffled that you're not actually in the Hall of Fame for number one, right?
Well, I'll tell you why. So nobody don't, because see, I'm a straight up guy. You know, I went and trained with Barry Bonds. And so by doing that, they linked me to him. And so I always tell people, use your common sense when you're talking about me. Yeah. Because I'm gonna speak it. Why would I just come off of hitting 43 home runs that year. Wow. And I was coming to free agency, so my agent asked me to go train with him because I was living in LA, and I didn't know people in LA. I'm from Florida. Right. So I chose to go train with Barry, and I trained with Barry. Why would I take something different than Barry? See, that's where the problem lies, is because they're trying to put the steroid stuff as this is a generation that we played in as a steroid era. Well, that don't mean everybody's taking steroids. I didn't need to take steroids to hit 43 home runs. Right. You know, so the bottom line is I'm an easy guy to pin things on because I'm outspoken.
Yep.
So that's what it comes down to. I understand it. So I don't take all this stuff personal.
Right.
I just know that if we allow writers to make choices about history, then history is never going to be told the right way.
That is so freaking good. You said it like that. Wow. I get it. How many people have walked up to you in your life and thought that you was me?
Pretty much everybody. I mean, everybody. It is. That's why I like, let me see what Ray wearing today, a goatee or beard. I like, okay, I got to switch to a goatee. I got to switch to a beard. And then but I play along with it sometimes. You know, I don't want nobody to be mad at you if I'm rude to them or whatever. So a lot of time, one guy got mad at me, and I think I was at my son's football game, and I'm watching the play, and I wore the Scully like you wear, and I had that on. I had the beard. And he said, Ray Lewis? I said, nah, man. And so I wouldn't tell him who I was.
Right.
He said, man, you are Ray Lewis. I said, no, I'm not, man. Man, quit lying, man. So he get mad at me, and he started fussing, man, Ray Lewis ain't. I said, listen, man, before you get mad at Ray Lewis, I'm Gary Sheffield, man. I'm Gary Sheffield. He said, oh, okay, my bad. I'm sorry, Chef. Okay. But that's how it happens, man. Everywhere I go, that's the first thing that people say. And I say, man, that's my little bro. That's my little bro.
Every time you call me, you say, bro, I got to tell you this. Man. Bro, you spoke about this, the Florida Marlins team. You spoke about the brotherhood, the commitment that y'all made to each other. We formed a brotherhood many, many years ago. And I think people love to hear like how we got connected, right? And I'll let you tell it. You started coming to the games. You go ahead and tell it because I like your stories.
Well, you know your late great father, man. I love him to death, man.
Oh man.
You know, he was at our little league games. He was raising us, and he was raising hell. Yeah. And when I tell you this man was tough, he was tough. And so, you know, with me and Ray, I start going to Ray's games, man, and I start seeing, you know, the impact that you was having on people's lives. You know, I'm a guy that I like to be effective in people's lives. You know, I like to have fun. I do crazy stuff, but all in all, I'm a good-hearted person. You know, and that's what matters. You know, people that meet you, you want to be good-hearted to the people that meet you. And when I saw you, I just knew that you were gonna be great. And I always said that. I mean, we used to hear stories. I'm older than you, and I used to hear stories about you at Lake Kathleen. And we played that high school, by the way, when I was a quarterback. Yeah. And when I told you this story, I said, man, when we played over here, it felt like people were running out of stands tackling me, man. I was like, where are these people coming from? I said, how many people? I come to the sideline. I say, how many people on this team, man? How many people on defense? Because when I run right, it seems like people come out of the stands on the right side and jumping on me, and I run left. So finally, I just cussed everybody out on my team. I said, y'all just get the hell out the way and just let me figure this out, man, because these boys be coming, man. That Lake Kathleen, that high school you went to,
yes, sir.
That football, that's different football.
It's old school football. That's all you know.
That's some different kind of stuff. And when I tell you, man, that's why I gravitated to you. You went to my same college that I was going to. I just felt like our lives were so similar, and just the way we came up. You know, we didn't come from nothing. We just got a certain aura about us that is just similar. And my wife would tell you, say you and Ray, y'all so similar. She say this to me all the time. I say, but that's my little bro. Yeah. And that's how it all begins. So when we start getting together and doing things, we on some grown man things and smoking our cigars and people don't know this about you and myself as well. We don't like to do much but just relax and chill. That's it. Because I think people like us, we have to be that way because our engine roars loud when it's time to game time. And so I need time off to chill. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, y'all don't understand how tired I am after games because my eyes don't come off for you, my brother. It's always on you. I'm ready to get down. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Bro, this is so
Why
crazy.
make you laugh so much when I do that, man?
Because it's only you, bro. You the only person that get into that craziness. How important is having, you said something about independence and us chilling, but how important is it to have the right crowd around you at any stage of life?
It's everything.
Yeah.
Because you are who you hang around with. Truth of the matter.
Yeah.
Now, they may see we're in unique situations where we come from, Ray.
Yep.
And it's like we have people that's, you know, we know drug dealers, we know all kinds of dealers. We know all kinds of people.
Yep.
But it's pressure on us and to not be around that because I'm really good friends with him. But see, it takes the individual to understand the position we're in. And that's where it matters. So I try to explain that to the individuals, whoever they may be. Yeah. Hey, you understand my situation. Yeah. You know, I can't be around this. Right. Because see, somebody might be after you, this and this and that. It's a lot of scenarios that we have to guard ourselves from. Yeah. And so, you know, we get looked at in a negative way and from our own people because we can't be down for the same thing you're down with because we're constantly growing and moving and you're staying the same and you're still up under that tree. I can't come hang up under that tree. You know, I'll come drop something off, a little package every now and then to make sure you're okay and do some things for you like that. But I got a family to raise. I got a mama, you know, that loves me and a daddy that loves me. And so we out here, we're chasing greatness, man. Yeah. We out here chasing greatness. Everybody has a choice to chase greatness. If you're not willing to chase greatness, then greatness and mediocrity don't go together. So I can't hang around mediocrity, you know? And so I don't care if you're a janitor, a bus boy, bus driver, you got to be the best bus driver, best janitor. So now you can flock with me because we both chasing greatness.
Who is that influence? Who is that influence for you? Who is the one or two people that gave you that vision of this is how you got to do it and this is what you need to do to get it done? Who is those?
You know, I go back to my father, man, and my granddad. Those was two big influences on my life. Because see, my granddad, he saw greatness in me when I was a little child. That's why he used to always say, son, you got that inside power. And I didn't never know what that meant till I got grown. But my dad used to bench press like 450 pounds. And he was just a freak of nature when it came to bodybuilding and lifting weights. And I ain't want no part of them weights. You know, and you know me, Ray, I don't want to do no weights, man. I didn't start doing weights till I was like 28 years old because I didn't like weights. And my dad was so hard-nosed and he would talk to me like, yeah, he's my dad, but he would talk to me real. Yeah. He didn't lie to me. He didn't sugarcoat anything to me. He told me what it was. Yeah. But most importantly, my mom is more hard-nosed than any person I ever met because she's the one that influenced me to be myself and be outspoken. Because she said, I see this in you. You're going to make a difference in people's lives by being you. She say, speak what you feel, because when you hold what you feel, you can become addicts, you become alcoholics, you can become something else besides yourself because you're holding things in.
Bro, that is so powerful. That is so powerful because everything, whoever you find yourself around, right? And if you don't speak your truth, this is so interesting. You just said that because even your friends, right? The people that's closest to you, right? You don't have the right friends around you. You would know it very quickly because everybody is yes men, right? Everybody, yes, yes, yes. But real friends are the ones that sit there and tell you, you going down the wrong path. That ain't the route you should take. Right. That's why I think when you talk about your influence, so I do a second half of the show, which is championship mentality. Mm-hmm. And today I wanted to ask you, from one of the most intimidating baseball players of all time, to you, what is a championship mentality? And not just on a sports field, but what is it?
Discipline. Discipline. Whatever task that I got to get done, I have the discipline to do it. And no mental mistakes. See, I was just telling this story to my kids yesterday. And they said, Dad, you know, I want to do this. I don't want to hear all that. I'm telling you right now, when I'm telling you, you have to have the discipline to tell your own self no.
Wow.
Okay? And if you can tell your own self no, and then whatever the job is, that's the only focus you have. Because I tell them like this, out of 162 games that we have to play.
Wow, okay.
I used to make 2 mental mistakes, 1, sometimes 2. And if I made more than 1, I'm thinking about it for 4 months in the off season. I'm pissed off at myself because I allowed myself not to be involved and engaged for those 2 incidents that I let my team down. And that's how champions become champions, because we don't let nothing get by or nothing scares us, because we pay attention to detail. And everything I do, I want you, if you're my teammate, to look at me and say, we good. We good. I can depend on him.
Yeah.
And when another man can depend on you,
wow,
that's a champion.
Wow. When another man can depend on you, that's a champion. Man, I'm using that today. I'm using that today in the second half of my show. I always know you're gonna always give me some nuggets. If Garrett Sheffield playing and Garrett Sheffield now, what is hot on Garrett Sheffield's plate right now?
If I was playing?
No. Business plate right now.
Business-wise, right now, my kids is everything right now for me, because they're at that age. Yeah. Well, they always been that to me. But I'm saying even more so now, because they're at that age where they're discovering things. 13, they're discovering things. Mm-hmm. And so you don't have to discover it. I'll tell you about them.
I'll tell you.
See, that's the thing that my dad taught me.
Yeah.
One thing about me, which I'm trying to teach my boys, is that you don't have to experiment. I can explain it to you.
Everything you want to know.
I tell you everything you want to know. And I have not done any of it. But I'll explain it to you because I've seen it.
Right.
So I want you to be a visionary to see when something is good, then it's good. When something is bad, when you see it, it's bad. Right. Trust and believe it's bad. Absolutely. And so it's just that simple. But when it comes to the travel ball team, the Florida Heat that I'm with all these children and trying to get these kids into college and do the right thing, you know, I put business on the side, you know, for the betterment of these kids right now.
Yeah.
Because I'll have my time to do that again, because, you know, I sold off all my businesses. I had resorts. I had, you know, all kinds of stuff that I was involved in. Yeah. But it was just that I was so busy that I was missing the most important part, and that was my kids. Absolutely. And so when they needed me most, I wasn't there. So I wasn't building champions.
Wow.
You see? So now I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, I got to go build champions. They got to depend on me. And so I got back to my principles, and I sold every business I had. I even sold my house in the Bahamas. Yep. I sold everything. I can always do it again and start over again. Yeah. But I want to, you know, manage this. Yeah. I want to focus on this. And that's what I'm doing right now.
the greatest impact we'll ever have is the impact that you're able to install in another's life. That's the impact that you're talking about. You could have impacted my life a little better if you would have gave me the house in the Bahamas instead of selling it. But we'll get on that another day. I'll call you later and talk to you about that offline. So when you
you know what? I got a lot of people mad at me about selling that house. Listen, I got friends like, man, because I'll allow, y'all, what I tell you, I say, go to the house, man.
Take it. Away. I always say, take it.
Go take the house, man. Go to the house. We got the butlers. We got all that over there. Go enjoy yourself, man. Yeah. And that's what it's about, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Brother, listen here, man. I told you, just having this conversation with you, bro, you're just an awesome freaking person. I'm glad that we met so many years ago in my life.
Thank you, man.
Because that's what our championship mentality is about today, right?
Yeah.
Surrounding yourself with the right people, man.
That's right.
Look, I know this pandemic has put us in a really interesting place, but we're gonna find ourselves connected so we can sit down, break bread, grab us a cig.
Yeah, it's been a long time, man. I know, you have things going on. You got your kids, and that's what I admire about you more than anything. That you ever accomplish in your life, because I pay close attention. When people don't think you're watching, you're watching. Well, at least I would say I'm watching, because I watch how people treat their children and their family. And because that's all you got at the end of the day. And I watch how your boys gravitate to you, and watch how you push them without going overboard and trying to force things on them. You allow them to be themselves. And when you see the interest that they have in something, you all in 100. You like
all in.
You all in. So this is what I know this for a fact. I know you're teaching. Yeah. And that's what my teaching is all about.
Yep.
When my kids are out there, we're all in. That's what it's all about, man.
That's it, bro. Brother, I cannot thank you enough. I'm proud to say the great Gary Sheffield.
Thank you, man.
One of the most intimidating batters I've ever seen in my life. And I was just trying to figure out, because I got my signature dance and I do my thing. But I was just trying to figure out where that two-step come from. That two-step after you knock that thing out the park.
It was trying to rev that crowd up like you did when you come out that tunnel. Hey, but I say this though, Ray. It's one thing to sit on TV.
Yeah.
But when I came to see you play, and we got to experience it live, all I kept saying, man, I was saying, man, I was that, man. Listen, man, that's my little bro out there doing that, man. This man is from Lakeland, Florida. I'm from Florida, and we making this kind of impact on people's lives. We're giving you entertainment.
Yes.
All about, man. You made the football fun. Yeah. You made people want to watch.
Yeah.
And then the game speak for itself. It's just you're second to none. And that's what. See, people don't understand. There's married people that play sports that are great. See, I pride myself on this, Ray. What you did on the football field, what I did on the baseball field, I'm a married man with kids.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't sell my soul so much to the game, which I gave it everything.
Yeah.
Still got my family intact.
Absolutely.
You see?
Biggest thing.
That's what this is all about. My family's still intact.
That's it.
You see the thing? And that's all I ever wanted in life, man. And now I just watch kids grow and try to help them with their lives.
Brother, I love you. The one nugget, many nuggets you had today, but the one nugget I took is when another man can depend on you, that's a champion.
That's a champion.
Wow.
Hands down.
Here's Sheffield. I love you so much, brother. I'll hit you later, man. Thank you for
joining the
show. Absolutely. All right, brother.
All right.
Wow. Look, and I guess this is why I do this so much, just checking in. Incredible week, traveling and getting a lot of business done. But it's just really interesting, right? Like I always say this, every day we have a choice to get up and set our life on the path that we want to go. But along that path, it's important to have the right people with you on that journey. Without further ado, I want to go to Championship mentality. Wow. Welcome this week as we continue to drop a principle, listen, that we have used in our training and in our life. I cannot wait no longer. Let me bring in Coach to talk about this mentality of a champion. And you texted me last night, and we're texting last night going over some things that we've been going over. And you said to me, you said, bro, your company matters. Your environment matters. Break it down for me, Coach.
It's so true, Ray. I mean, all of us have heard those sayings before. I mean, they're pretty much old to some people now. Even Sheffield mentioned it. You know, show me your friends, show you your future. Mm-hmm. You are average of the 5 people you hang around. Mm-hmm. We all get that, man. But he talked about discipline as one of his things for championship mentality. And, you know, we've been talking about vision for weeks. But when it comes to your friends, and you really believe your vision, I'm not talking about, oh, I got a vision for this. It's already written and you implementing. Your vision actually chooses your friends.
Wow. Your vision chooses your friends.
Absolutely. When you got a vision and you're serious about it, it dictates everything that you do going forward, Ray. And we live that and we know that. For example, the people that would come see us from time to time, you're talking about over the course of almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
They would come to visit us because we had friends, we had family, frat brothers, what have you. But they wouldn't stay long. And the reason why they wouldn't stay long?
Too much work.
Because we was working. We was grinding.
Yes, sir.
So as somebody out there that's dealing with an environment, they dealing with bad company, and I'm saying use your vision and the power of it to lead you into the right people. So if you're in the hood and somebody say, come on, man, let's play PS2 or PlayStation or whatever they got right now. You got to work out. You got to study.
You got time.
You got to stretch.
You got time.
You don't have to get in a fight with people and then they get mad after you become successful.
Right.
They just fall off because your vision was so narrow and it was so fulfilling that people just weed off. If you really want to be a doctor, you know how much you got to read, how much you got to study, how much you got. Hey, man, let's go out. I got to read. Hey, man, we used to do this. Let's ride up to such and such. No, I got to work out because you know how serious I am about such and such.
Yeah.
So for our people out there, man, make sure your vision, man, that will help you with your friends. And here's a tip for you. Leaders choose their friends based on their destination.
My goodness.
And so they do it purposely. And so when you know where you're going, you know what people you don't need and you know what people that you do need. That's how powerful your company is.
That's why those who follow the crowd usually get lost in it. That's why you got to be very careful who you follow, right? Because everything the reason why leaders, and I'm just backing your point, and we've been talking about this, but the reason why leaders choose their crowd, because what Gary said, if you don't have a vision, you said it, if you don't have a vision, then you become a follower. Right, which is why social media can be a bad thing to people without a vision, right? Because now you can listen to this, and you know I always say this, right? You can either be part of the crowd or you can stand out from the crowd. And I always say the difference of good is fitting in. The difference of great is fitting out. So when you actually get to the point to where you understand what leadership is a very unique skill that takes not only vision, but it takes something else. And then Gary said it, and that is the discipline to tell yourself no. To tell yourself when you're hanging around the wrong people. To tell yourself when you know I don't need to be in certain places. I remember many Friday nights. How many times we turned down people calling me, come out to this spot, come to this bar, come to this club, come to this. Man, we got to work out at 6 a.m. in the morning. Mm-hmm. You want me to come out to you want me to come to a bar and I got to be up at 6 and we got 4 workouts to get done? And every year, the crowd got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And I'm telling you this, you are a product of your environment. We all saying it. If you don't surround yourself with the best, this is why me and you match. And this is for somebody else that's going through something right now. Everybody goes out and find trainers, right? People buy trainers, people pay trainers, people do all these things. Trainer, oh, my trainer said do this, my trainer said do this. And the one thing that forever changed our relationship is when I stopped paying trainers to train me and start working with a brother that trained with me. Big difference.
Hey, you know, Ray, you talking about friends at this point.
Yeah.
And we ask ourselves, because, you know, we like to keep it practical. We're talking about our company and in our environment, but we're really talking about friends. And a friend is anyone that is willing and committed to help you get to. Friend is anyone that is willing and committed to help you get to your destination. And even, man, the Bible even says the importance of friendship is deep. You know, Jesus had a family, but he chose his friends.
Yes, sir.
And the Bible said that a friend stick closer
than a brother.
So as you continue on your championship journey with your championship mentality, some of you may know it, some of you may not. If you got one or two friends in your whole life, you are a blessed person. Yep. Just understand, man, that your environment does matter. And if you grew up like Ray in Sheffield and like myself in the projects rough part of town or what have you, maybe your environment that you're around is tough. But all of us have seen a flower grow through concrete.
My goodness.
And maybe that's you, that was me, that was Ray, that was Sheffield. And again, you got to look and say, wow, Sheffield had his father. Maybe you don't have your father to look up to. Maybe your worst environment, your worst examples could be in your own family.
My goodness.
And you gotta look outside of that, man, and your vision's gotta be that powerful, that narrow, that focused, that you just allow people in your life that help you get to where you're going.
Take any seed, and this is just to back you before we go. Take any seed, mango seed, watermelon, take any seed and put it in the wrong environment and it will struggle to grow. Take that same seed and surround it around the right environment, and everything you're looking from, it will feed generations. That's the family. That's the family. That's the commitment. That's what you have to be okay with. And sometimes certain territories, certain soil look healthy, but it ain't until you check it. You got to understand what it means and who you're around. Look, we're going to get out of here today because.
But before we go, let me.
No, we ain't getting up out of it right now. Go ahead.
I just want to give somebody this tip because you might be like, you know what? I'm focused. I'm working out now. I got my vision, but I still got my homeboys around me. I still got these people around me that I grew up with. And that's tough because you love them.
That's tough.
You know, you don't want to judge them or think you better than them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't never want to be in those situations, but sometimes you outgrow people. So you got to know when to leave. And so you don't want to, I talked about it in my book, you don't want to try to fit in where you're leaving. That's gone. Although you grew up with them across the street in the neighborhood, and that's your homeboy and your frat brothers and everybody.
Yeah.
Man, just keep in mind, man, here's my tip for you. Mine was working out. Ray, yours was becoming the greatest ever. Our visions were so strong, that whoever didn't want to be around us, stop coming. Man, you going around there? No, I ain't going around there, man. Them boys work. I ain't going around there. All they doing is reading. I ain't going around there. All they doing is such and such. So put your vision in first place, man. And like we talked about, apply those actions. And like Ray said, man, watch your circle get smaller, but also you will attract the people that God sent to help you manifest your vision.
Because the one principle that we talked about earlier that you must have to choose your friends is courage. You must be bold enough to walk away from the environments that cannot help you. You must be bold enough to tell the people that are not on the same train that you're on that it's time for you to get off this ride.
They're going to talk about you anyway.
They're going to talk about you anyway. So you might as well do it your way so you can complete your vision, and whoever's supposed to be along the ride, 20 years later, we still doing it. That's
Yes,
what
sir.
I'm doing. Coach,
All right.
God bless you, man. This is every week I learn something new. And this week I learned that a friend sticks closer than a brother. Yeah. Proud to be linked to you, my brother. It only gets better, man. It only gets better. And because the motto that we chose it to make ourselves better. And a lot of people look for friends, but I'm gonna share something with you. It's not friends that you should look for. It's actually loyalty. And loyalty will lead you down the right path and put you in the right environment. Coach, God bless you, brother.
Thank you, my brother. Look forward to talking to you soon.
Always. You know, rounding up, man, like, sorry, if I was to give just a few thoughts, right? I want you to think about this as you go through the week. Think about the phone calls, the texts, the Instagram, whatever you may get. But think about what happens in your spirit when you get that call, that text, that email. Are you happy? Are you a little bit, should I take that call? Should I not take that call? I guess the challenge this week is simple. What actually incites you? What excites you? What excites your spirit? Like, how do you know? Chef kept saying something, and I'm telling you, like, it's so profound, right? Because when another man can depend on you, and it's not another one man, when they can depend on you, that's a champion. Find out this week what excites your spirit. Do yourself a favor this week. Surround yourself around the right people, and everything that you prayed for. The only reason why you have not received it yet is because you're not ready. And some of us got to be okay with that, because being ready is sometimes having somebody in the room that's much smarter than you, that can take your vision and escalate it. God bless you. Thank you for joining the Ray Lewis Show. Absolutely no excuses not to find a better you. And this week is simply about figuring out who you need to walk through life with. God bless you all. Take care.